2011, which is Lab 12, Session 1. So today's lab is about hygiene monitoring in food processing units. So the first question comes is, why do we need hygiene monitoring design in food processing units? So there are a couple of reasons for that. First one is to verify the effectiveness of the cleaning and sanitation practices. Whatever cleaning and sanitation protocols are there in the food processing units, we need to verify are they effective enough. Next point comes what is the frequency requirement of those CIP protocols in that food processing units. Third one comes any foodborne pathogens or their indicators in the environment. Now, if there are presence of foodborne pathogens, what are the potential sources in that food processing unit facility? So that covers the why of this lab experiment. Next comes the what and how we are going to do the hygiene monitoring design. So there comes the zoning concept. So every production facility can be divided into 4 zone areas. Zone 1 is the direct product contact with the product surface. Zone 2 comes the non-product, but it is closely associated with the product processing. For example, it can be the outside surfaces of those crystalline tanks, the dryers, or the pipelines. Next one comes the zone 3, which is non-product and not closely associated. For example, it can be let's say it's a dryer room, and that can be the pipelines, floors, or door areas of that particular zone. The zone 4 comes the remote area, which is not even close to that production facility. Let's say it's the rest areas or the office areas. So that represents the zone 4. Clear up to this point? Any questions? Next comes the how we are going to do this zoning concept area in our dairy production facility. So first part of this experiment comes the glow germ demonstration. So it's a simulated training for your hands. So it shows how clean your hands are. So we will use a lotion, which is a simulated lotion. We will apply on our hands before and after hand washing, and we will observe the cleanliness of our hands under the UV light. So it's a voluntary activity. Those who wants to perform, we can help you with that. Next part comes so for this particular lab, if you see the reference sheets, we have divided the production area into 3 zones. So for each zone, you have to take 2 quick swabs. One for the aerobic petrifilm and the second one for the coliform petrifilm. So what you have to do, you have to go in the plant, take the swab samples. For the zone 1, you have to take 2 quick swabs and 1 surface protein plus swab. For the second zone, which is like the outside of the crystalline tank, you have to take 2 quick swabs. And again for the zone 3, which can be floors, doors of that evaporated room, 2 quick swabs. For this, Bhashpati will be assisting you guys. If you guys have any questions in the dairy plant facility, you can ask her. Next part comes the inoculation of these swabs into the aerobic petrifilms and coliform petrifilms. So in each kit, there are 3 aerobic petrifilms and 3 coliform petrifilms. So that part will be done in the biostress building in 057, which is our usual lab. So Sheetal will be there to assist you with these petrifilms inoculation. Clear up to this point? Next part comes how to use these quick swabs and protein plus swabs. So in your kits, there are 2 kits and there is only 1 surface protein swabs. So first of all, you have to label it like group 1 and group 2. So there will be 7 students in group 1 and 7 students in group 2. So first label it as group 1 or group 2. Then what you have to do, you have to take out the swab. since this is a dry swab, you have to moisten it. Now how we will moisten it? So you can take this tube inside the plant and you will moisten it. Next, you have to take the swab sample. Now how to take the swab sample? So you have to take the swab sample by 10 by 10 area with your estimation, right? So you have to do the swabbing in one direction, then in the opposite direction, and then rotate the swab enough to take the swab sample of that particular area. So I have shown like in one direction and stroking in the opposite direction. And then insert it back, and then what you have to do, you have to press it. So you have to activate this when you come back in the 057 lab. Because this takes 10 minutes for the incubation time period, and you will read your results after 10 minutes. So after you come back from the dairy plant facility, just push it into the device tube. So it will turn its color into mint green. Wait for 10 minutes, and if it changes its color to purple, that means that equipment is not clean enough. If it remains the mint green color, then it signifies that it's clean and safe to use. So this part is done. Any questions for using the surface protein swab? So this is the bulb of the quick swab. First you have to snap it at a 45-degree angles until you hear that snapping sound. So it's like this. Then you have to push the leafine broth. So what this does, it wets the swab. Next you have to take the swab out and again take the swab area sample by using that 10 by 10 area formula and stroke it in one direction and then in the opposite direction and rotate it enough to take the swab sample. Put it back and take it to the 057 lab, and you will be inoculating these swabs into the aerobic and coliform petri films. Any questions?
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Tests today. So the first one is the petri film. So you will deal with the petri film for culture as well as your food sample. So this is called to detect the coliform specimens, right? So in the
Inside.
A push it now.
broth goes down. Yeah, so now we go up. So is this for the outside?